How do foraged greens compare to Swiss chard if you prepare them exactly the same way? Let's find out. Hey, I'm Diana and this is Make Men Grow. Today we're running experiments and it's gonna be fun. All right, today's contenders are chard. I don't know if it's rainbow chard or Swiss chard. Let me know in the comments if you do. Versus narrow leaf plantain. Our tools will be lemon juice, garlic salt, shallot pepper blend from Penzies, because they're awesome, and olive oil. Let's go. Chard can be a little bit tricky because you need to do the stems separately from the leaves because the stems are so darn thick compared to the leaves. So what I'm going to do here is chop these guys up separately and collect them in their own bowl. Now, I do not claim that I am some kind of a chard expert here. If I'm doing something wrong, let me know in the comments. I'm not a chef. I just cook food and eat it. Nice collection of stems. And chard leaves and chard stems, ready to go. Plantain stems are kind of tough, but they are not quite as thick as the chard stems are, but I want to try and go as parallel in process as I can. I'm going to separate the stems and the leaves just like I did with the chard. That's pretty good. Very pretty. Plantain stems. Since these leaves are a lot narrower than the chard leaves, the pieces are going to be smaller, so they're going to probably cook faster. And the chard can't really help that, but we'll see what we can do. Plantain leaves, plantain stems, ready to go. Got my pan in medium, generous drizzle of olive oil. Gonna let it get up to heat a little bit. Add some of my lemon juice, probably about half, maybe a little more than half. And no, I'm not measuring this, I'm just using my feelings. Probably a little early, but that's fine. Put these guys down here at the bottom so they can get a little bit more cooking. Dump the leaves on top. So all of the leaves are going to wilt on down. Trying to get all of the leaves down to the level of the lemon juice and olive oil. And you can see that they're already starting to get a lot smaller and shrink. And shrink on down. This is very much more of a method than a recipe. Just use your feeling. Feels like a little bit of garlic salt here would probably help things along. So shake on some of the shallot pepper. And just keep gently stirring things around. This is a really great side dish, by the way. It cooks so fast. And you can totally change it up to fit your taste. You can do this with balsamic vinegar. You can do this with really any herb blend. Loaded greens. Definitely a dinner MVP if you can find one that you like and a recipe you like. The greens get pretty wilted. I switched from the tongs to a spatula because when they're big and fluffy, it's just easier to deal with them with the tongs. But when they're smaller like this, spatula time. some of the oil and juice cook off here a bit, and then these guys will be done. Put on a little bit more seasoning. Wilted greens are one of those subjective things. You do them and then until they look done to you. Some people, this is going to be a little more wilted, some a little less wilted. I personally like my greens pretty wilty, so that's what I'm going to be doing here. Greens around the edge so they don't cook too much, trying to get some of this liquid boiled off here. Probably should have put less liquid in. Yeah, downside I'm not measuring stuff. Oh well. Alright, these guys are looking done to me. As I said, I like everything to be nice and wilty. For some of you that might be too wilty. For some of you, this may not be wilty enough. Put these guys in a dish to hang out and contemplate their fate while I cook up the plantain. Alright, I'm going to use a different pan here. Using a different pan here, avoid getting the Chard taste mixed in with the plantain taste so that it is a fairly equivalent test here. And just like before, stems in first. Spread them around. And then the leaves. As I said, these are a lot smaller and there's not as many of them, so it will probably go a lot faster. Garlic salt. And shallot pepper. Make sure I got all the little drops of lemon juice out of there. Not really going to bother with the tongs here because these pieces are already so small. Just wilt in no time. Turn this down just a touch. Make sure all the pieces here are nice and cooked. The plantain leaves have a lot of ribs in them, and so that might make them tougher. But, let's see how this goes. A little more salt, because that's what I did with the last batch. A little more shallot pepper. Turn this heat down just a touch. Keep things moving so that nothing burns, although I'm not too worried with the amount of oil and liquid there is in here. I think I might be a touch low on the lemon. So add a little more of that. Trying to make sure everything is nice and wilty here. Okay, looks like everything's fully cooked. Just like the last batch. Maybe put everything into a container. Voila! Okay, here's what we got. Chard and plantain. Time for a taste test. Start with the chard. Stem's still a little bit crunchy, very lemony. Texture is nice, especially the leaves. Should probably add some more pepper. I don't feel it's mostly lemony. It's nice side dish though. Totally will eat more of that in a bit. Now, how does the plantain hold up? Definitely a different texture, but also absorbed a lot of the lemony flavor. A little tougher to chew. I think next time I'm going to cut it into smaller pieces. A little chewier, a little more fibrous. So really the biggest difference is the texture. I actually like the stems a bit better. Next time I think I'll make the stems a little bit bigger and the leaves a little bit smaller. Really, really absorbed the lemon in this one, maybe because I added a little bit more later. Like the last one, I'm gonna add some more of the shallot pepper. In fact, I'm gonna think I'm gonna do that and try a little more. All right, now with a little bit more of the shallot pepper on there. Let's see how. There we go. Just need a little more pepper. That really balances it all out. And how are you doing? That was the chard, the plantain. Yeah, also good. With the plantain, I'd say just make sure that you fully cook it. Once you think it's all the way cooked, cook it a little more because, as I said, the ribs in these leaves are pretty sturdy, and so you'll want to soften them down. Also, consider cutting the leaf pieces really small. But taste-wise, it's great. Texture-wise, especially at least of the pieces that I got fully cooked, like this guy here. Yeah. If this was served to me as a side dish at someone's house or at a restaurant, I would have no complaints. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little foraged greens versus store-bought greens experiment. It was delicious, and I'm going to eat the heck out of these in the near future, along with whatever else I eat for dinner. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got value from this content, if you enjoyed my experiment, leave a comment below, maybe hit that bell icon, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Make Men Grow with Diana. Bye now.